Did you know that 40% of all American teens say that they have been in a car with a driver texting while driving, putting many people in danger? The sad truth is many of you guys here today are probably a big part of that statistic. Maybe it was your boss calling to get the stats from a sales meeting earlier that day, or possibly a friend calling up to meet up for drinks later on. Well, you know that it would take less than a minute to text them back, so you do so, thinking that there's little risk here. However, then it happens. The car in front of you stops abruptly and you do not have enough time to stop in time yourself, causing you to get into a car accident. As you can already see, texting while driving has become a serious issue, especially for teenagers like you and I here today. I want you all to walk away with a clear understanding of all of the consequences that do come with texting and driving, and hopefully you would be not tempted to do it yourself. Now, texting with driving is a huge distraction. It also takes your attention away from the road. Texting while driving also holds an even higher hazard than driving intoxicated. A few solutions include banning cell phone use while driving, and make sure to turn your cell phone off while driving to resist temptation. So now, first and foremost, texting while driving is a huge distraction. According to the Federal Communications Commission website, in an article titled "The Dangers of Texting While Driving," located in Washington, D.C., the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute found that text messages creates a crash risk 23 times worse than driving while not distracted, as you can see here. However, many teenagers, this is not enough to convince them, so they will probably still text while they're driving. Why, may you ask? Maybe they have realized that they have memorized their phones well enough that they could drive and text at the same time without even looking down at their phone. However, according to the California Department of Motor Vehicles website, an article titled "Driver Distractions Don't Be a Statistic," written in 2011, driving involves constant and complex coordination between your mind and body. So even though your eyes may still be on the road, your mind will quite possibly be off the road and into the conversation that you're having, as well as your hands to text, so they will be off the steering wheel. So now here, when your eyes are off the road is a visual. When your hands are off the road, it's definitely, or your mind's off the road, it's definitely cognitive. And when your hands are off the steering wheel, it's something manual. And all three of those parts definitely take into car accidents and tragedies that happen to us. So now, if that isn't enough to convince you all today that texting is kind of a bad thing to do while driving, then possibly this little fact will change your mind here. Texting while driving offers an even higher risk than driving intoxicated. Todd Wilms writes an article titled It is Time for Parental Control, No Texting While Driving Phone, funded by Forbes Business. He writes that driving a vehicle while texting is 6 times more dangerous than driving intoxicated itself, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So now, if we make it such a big deal to get a designated driver while we are out drinking, we should definitely make it a big deal while we are out driving to turn our phones off. It is definitely an equal risk, but driving is proven to be, or texting while driving is proven to be more of a risk, actually. Many people may think that the hands-free feature that comes on most smartphones nowadays is something that will take them out of this risk here. They figure if they could just speak into their phone and it'll text them for them, they're in the clear, there's no problem. However, the mind is still being distracted and your hands will have to come off the steering wheel at one point to open up that feature. Now that we have all this information in mind, what could we do about it? I believe that texting while driving should be prohibited in every single state in the United States. Also, in order to resist temptation on your own, you should make sure you turn your phone off before you get into your car so that you don't have to hear it ring and then think to grab it and possibly have a tragedy happen. 39 states plus DC have already prohibited all drivers from texting. Now this law just needs to be passed to all of the other states, including Florida, because we have not passed that yet. Many teenagers, though, do like to disobey laws that are made. So if something becomes illegal, many teenagers will most likely probably still disobey and still text and drive. However, I do have a friend in New Jersey who does tell me when we are texting that he will text me back later on when he is not driving on the road, showing me that he definitely does not want to get the ticket. He definitely doesn't want to jeopardize his life. So I believe that New Jersey is one of the laws that it is passed in, so I believe that they do have a big effect on the way everyone sees it when it's passed there. So now think about it. Is a text message really so important that it has to be done right away? As we have seen, texting while driving can be dangerous to you and to others. Texting while driving is a huge distraction and takes your attention away from the road. Also, it holds an even higher risk than driving while intoxicated. So now I hope you all now have a clear understanding of the consequences that come along with texting while driving, and hopefully none of you will want to be tempted with it again. The next time you're driving and you hear your phone ring, before you reach over to grab it, stop and think about who's left behind and if they are ready to pick up the pieces. Now, as soon as I'm done here, I will pull up a pledge to never text and drive again. If I have definitely persuaded you that it is definitely wrong, I would appreciate it if you would sign this pledge here. It definitely will take you towards a safer future and will definitely help the world itself. So now, don't be a statistic. Put your phone down. Thank you.